Live breaking news, everybody. We haven't talked about Cash Money G Fani Willis, the disgraced district attorney of Fulton County, Atlanta, Georgia, in a long time. But guess what? A judge has ruled in the injunctive and attorney fees open records case brought on by Ashleigh Merchant, who we had on the show, literally the attorney that is solely responsible for bringing to light all of the nefarious activities of Fani Willis, her relationship with Nathan Wade, the forfeiture of expenditure funds, her meetings at the White House, and a whole lot more. I can't wait to share with you what just happened. It is Fani Willis's worst nightmare. I mean, this woman has literally been Fani Willis's worst nightmare. But first, we have to talk about the pit bull, Steve Sadow. Steve Sadow, lead attorney for President Trump in the RICO case, which Fani Willis was disqualified in not that long ago. Her world is crumbling. The walls are caving in, but she got a little bit of respite because remember, the Senate committee, she's got so many problems. Remember Bill Cowsert, he has that voice like Tennessee Williams that I love so much. Ashleigh Merchant honored her subpoena because she's got nothing to hide. The whistleblower, Amanda Timpson, who we also had on our show, went in front of Bill Cowsert in the committee because she had nothing to hide. She was just telling the truth. Fani Willis has done absolutely everything she can in the book. Miss, for the people. Miss, I'm all about transparency. Miss, I didn't do a damn thing wrong. She's tried everything she can to not talk, to not have to divulge, to not have to share. I mean, I'm going to share with you some clips too in just a second. You're going to love them. But so it's going to happen though. That hearing, we still don't know when that hearing is going to happen. But there was a blow today that just got announced by Steve Sadow, lead attorney, Trump's lead attorney. I'm going to share with you this brief right here, and then I'm going to share with you Steve Sadow's response. Check this out. In a brief that was filed not that long ago in the request regarding the witness's subpoena, as well as information, documents, and other information like cell phone data, so it looks like that what happened here is Fani Willis got a little bit of a win here. What happened is that if you look at the bottom of that second paragraph of this brief, as an initial matter, petitioner and the special committee have conferred since the court's February 25th, 2025 order, which, by the way, we talked about. That order was that Fani Willis needed to honor her subpoena. Hearing is going to be absolute fire. I can't wait. But listen to this last sentence here. Both parties agree that special committee does not seek any attorney-client, work product, or other privileged communications in connection with requests, as the documents are not subject to disclosure. In brief, what this means is that Fani Willis has done everything in her supposed legal power to avoid disclosing anything that she can that would incriminate her. Miss Transparency, right? Miss, I don't have anything to hide. Miss, I didn't do anything wrong. She has now gotten away with it. And it looks like Bill Cowsert and the Senate committee have conceded that certain text messages and cell phone data regarding Nathan Wade and Fani Willis and the spawning of their relationship, which eventually led to the demise of the entire case that she had against Trump. She was disqualified. There was a disqualification hearing. First it was, well, you can be on there, but Wade can't be there. Wade left in like an instant because he's a puppet and he has no backbone, no spine. And then now Fani Willis got disqualified not that long ago, which we covered. And now she's getting away with this. And here's Mr. Sadow. I call him the GOAT, the pit bull, Sadow. This is his response. He posted this on X today saying, as lead defense counsel for President Trump in the Georgia case, I am disappointed that the Georgia Senate committee investigating DA Willis agreed to limit the scope of the subpoenaed records. At a minimum, the text between Willis and Wade prior to his employment by the Fulton County DA's office on 11/1/21 should not be privileged and may very well show an intimate relationship before he was hired, which would be just the opposite of what both testified to under oath. So this is just more proof that Fani Willis will stop at nothing to lie to you, Fulton County, to lie to you, my fellow Americans, to lie to taxpayers, to lie to people who have said time and time again, what do you have to hide? Why are you trying so hard not to testify? Why are you trying so hard not to share open records, which taxpayers have paid for? And Ashleigh Merchant had to literally pull teeth to try to get, which should have been easy peasy, wasted tons of resources, time, and attorney fees to finally get a summation and a ruling in her favor that, yeah, you got to show the open records. You got to share that documentation and those records because it's actually in the language, open records. So that's a win for Fani Willis right there. We'll see how it plays out in the hearing before the Senate committee. You know, your boy Nez is going to give it to you. We definitely are going to cover that to the fullest extent because it's going to be fireworks. But perfect segue leading to open records because we've got a ruling in favor of Fani Willis's worst nightmare. I love her. You love her. Ashleigh Merchant. But before we talk about that, I think it warrants a couple of clips. Here is the first clip of Dexter Bond. You may have forgotten this, who was the deputy of operations for Fulton County DA's office, actually chief operating officer, as well as the custodian of the open records. This is the kind of attitude. These are the kind of people who are pulling every single punch to try to avoid cooperating with a legal officer, an officer of the law, who is asking for a very, very simple open request. Watch this very carefully.
Did you ask for any clarification if you did not understand what the term promotional material or rebranding meant?
I will not. I've said this to the record and I'm going to repeat this again. I'm not having a private conversation with you, Ms. Ashleigh Merchant. So no, I would not contact you. I am not going to email you. I am not going to talk to you to look at any clarification. I find you to be extremely disingenuous, so I won't talk to you. And clarifications don't require me to reach out to you. What it does for the open records request is require you to put me in a reasonably calculated situation to give you what you have. But let's be clear. If you think that I'm going to reach out to you and talk to you.
Yeah, that sounds real professional. What a big shock that he's the chief operating officer of the Fulton County DA's office run by Cash Money G, the wicked empirist queen of them all, Fani Willis. Well, the judge, thank God, disagreed with Dexter Q. Bond and ruled in favor that, yes, you do need to relinquish these open records. And now, because Ashleigh Merchant, which, again, didn't need to happen, wasted so much time, energy, resources, and money, because time is money, especially to an attorney, she has now gotten this ruling right here. Check this out. You can see by the date, this is the final judgment. This was issued yesterday, March 14th, 2025, final judgment and order. So as I always do, I always break it down as simply as possible, you know, using my trusty outlines. So this is a huge win for Ashleigh Merchant. It's a huge win for justice. It's a huge win for the truth. It's a huge win for the justice system because the justice system is all set by precedents, and you can't have somebody as wicked and dishonest and just corrupt as Fani Willis setting precedents. So here we go. Just again, the court ruled in favor of the Merchant law firm against the Fulton County District. The court found that the defendant did not comply with the Georgia Opens Record Act and acted without substantial justification. As a result, the court ordered the defendants to pay $54,103.23 in attorney's fees and litigations expenses to the plaintiff. Additionally, the defendants must produce specific public records requested by the plaintiff within 30 days and file a notice of compliance. The court retains jurisdiction to enforce this judgment and may award additional attorney fees if they fail to comply. And you can almost guarantee Cash Money G will defy compliance. Because that's who she is. Do I have to remind you? Remember, Bill Cowsert, it's coming up soon. We don't know. We don't have an exact date yet, but it's going to happen. The court's decided. She actually appealed, and the Superior Court judge denied her appeal. She must honor the subpoena by Bill Cowsert in the Senate committee, and she has to testify. And if your memory is a little bit froggy, and you forgot how absolutely foul Fani Willis, her demeanor, her lack of professionalism, and the way that she treated Ashleigh Merchant is? Watch this from last year.
And the state was
Well,
able
it's
to
highly
follow
offensive
ups.
when someone lies on you, and it's highly offensive when they try to implicate that you slept with somebody the first day you met with them, and I take exception to it.
All right. Well, Ms. Willis, have the opportunity to explain all of that when it's the state's turn to ask more open-ended questions.
Yeah.
Ms. Merchant.
Thank you, Judge. So again, my question was, you all met at that conference though, right?
We did the
Okay.
meeting. He, as I stated, he taught the class. I did not actually meet him when he taught the class. I walked out of the class, and I'm not sure if it was that exact class or we had went to lunch, but we were standing in the vestibule, like outside of the class. Me and Judge Reeves were having a conversation. She had worked at a law firm I worked at back in 1996.
We're getting way afar. I mean, I don't mind her explaining her answers, but I literally just asked if they met at that conference.
Explaining how she met Mr. Wade, which was exactly the question asked by Ms. Merchant. These answers are more than appropriate.
Ms. Merchant, if you want more concise answers, perhaps you could lead the witness.
I will. Thank you, Judge. Isn't it true that you met Mr. Wade in October 2019 at the judges
He
conference?
hasn't gotten to the point where Ms. Willis should be treated hostile in this situation.
I think we have.
I very
Mr.
much
Willis.
want to be here, so I'm not a hostile witness. I very much want to be here.
Not so much that you're hostile, Ms. Willis, it'd be an adverse witness. Your interests are opposed to Ms. Merchant's.
Thank you.
Merchant's interests are contrary to democracy, Your Honor, not to mine.
All right, let's
Judge,
proceed.
I would just ask that
We can keep things moving. Ms.
Thank
Merchant,
you.
next question,
Thank you.
please.
Okay, so we've confirmed when you met. After that, isn't it true?
No, I need to explain this, and I think I get to explain my answers. When I met him, Judge Reeves introduced us. He handed me his business card. I'm unsure if I handed him my business card, but we exchanged information. He said, if you ever need any help, give me a call. And he walked to the parking lot.
So after that, you started dating shortly thereafter, correct?
A lie. That's one of your lies.
My God, I mean, just even watching that, it like literally is so shocking that that's not like a movie set or a television show or a soap opera. It's unreal that a district attorney, somebody who's supposed to be, remember what Sadow said, which was followed up and backed up by evidentiary precedents. Prosecutors are supposed to be held to the highest standard, higher standard than defense attorneys. That's how a prosecutor is acting in a very serious case, a very serious charge related to a former president at the time. Can you imagine if Kamala would have won? Can you imagine? This absolute travesty would have given full reign to do her whatever she wants to do. And it would have set the ugliest precedents. This was not just a win for America. This was not just a win for justice. This was not just a win for the truth. This was a win for humanity. This was a win. How many lives would have been desecrated? Okay, I'm not going to get started. But that is what we could, is that what we're going to see when she goes in front of Bill Cowsert? Are we going to see a different version of Fani Willis? You let me know in the comments down below. I want to hear from you. Please let me know. Do you think she's going to clean up her game? Or you think she's just going to act as frustrated, as offended, as affronted as she did right there? I can't wait to hear from you. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right there to subscribe and follow. It's absolutely free. And as always, may God bless you and may God bless the USA. I'll see you soon.